Good evening. Welcome to another episode of 758 Sports Talk. On the Water Weekend, it was in St. Lucia, of course, in the region and the rest of the world. Tonight, St. Lucia will be talking on a number of issues. Specifically, we'll be touching base with the Western Zone. A lot of activities happening on the Western Zone. The youth football results all the way to senior football results. And I have Baden in the building tonight. Champions of the Western Zone. Will be touching base with the coach and some of the players a little bit later on. All right, for those of you who follow the English Premier League, I think for many of us, we figured Manchester City would have done it, especially over the last 3 weekends. We just couldn't see Pep Guardiola allowing his men to drop points at that critical moment. I think Liverpool in times past have fallen victim to that sort of result, but Manchester City, champions of England, back-to-back champions. We've not seen the back-to-back champions in a while, because as Pep Guardiola indicated, English Premier League is perhaps the most difficult league in Europe to repeat as champions. I mean, so many transfers, so many coaches moving from team to team. Not like the other leagues don't have that going, but in terms of the physicality of that league, in terms of the overall fixture, I mean, Boxing Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, I mean, it's a really grueling schedule when you're part of the English Premier League, and to win twice. And Mr. Tennyson Glasgow made the point this morning to get 100 points 1 year and come back and get 98 points in the English Premier League. Let me tell you, it's not easy. For those of you who don't understand part one, not easy at all. So hats off to Pep Guardiola and his men. Very, very well done. And Liverpool, I could tell you guys, I was rooting for them, because at the end of the day, Stevie G and that slip, I mean, the great Steven Gerrard of that slip the last time against Chelsea, that was really heartbreaking. You wanted to see that veteran go out with a deserved a trophy, but it wasn't meant to be. And this year again wasn't meant to be. Shout out to Linda Charles Ambrose, Ibrahim Ambrose, the diehard Liverpool fans I know in Grosley. Shout out to Mr. Lubo, Ron Lubo, another Liverpool lover. Sean Curtin, these guys support their Liverpool and love them very, very much. All right, Manchester United did not do very well towards the end of the season. They ended the campaign losing 2-0. All right, I cannot say that I was surprised at that at all. And I have on my phone tonight somebody we're going to talk about Grosley cricket. But as far as I know, I think that person is a Manchester United fan, you know, so I'm going to grill him on that a little bit as well. But on the weekend, we saw the commencement of the Honorable Leonard Spiderman Tutor cricket competition. He sponsored the cricket competition this year, did it last year, did it this year again. And of course, there was a cricketorama, Grosley playing field. In terms of the players, they really seem to have enjoyed themselves on the Grosley playing field. So tonight, I have with me Windward Islands under 15 coach, of course a national coach, and of course very good grassroots program up north as well. Mr. Alton Crafton is with us tonight. Mr. Crafton, how are you doing? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Crafton, can you hear me? Junior, I'm not getting him at all. Mr. Crafton?
Hello?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, I am not hearing you, Kenton. I'm hearing you very faintly.
Oh, okay. Well, Junior will deal with that shortly, so we'll get everything straightened out. How is everything? Tell us about this cricket competition we had last weekend. We saw the cricketorama to start the 2019.
I'm sorry, Kenton. I'm not hearing you at all for the speaker.
Junior is still not hearing me, huh? Can you hear me now, Mr. Crafton? Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
I may have to go next to the television to hear. I'm not hearing what you're saying, Kenton.
Yeah,
Kenton. Okay, go ahead now.
Yeah, yes. We saw the commencement of the 2019 season, the cricket competition. We saw Cricketorama. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Well, this activity went very, very well. We had an excellent day. We were judged by the sponsor, Honorable Spider Montoot. We had people from the Ministry of Youth and Sports addressing us. We had just a lovely day.
Yes, sir.
And then top of it with some really good, exciting cricket by our youngsters.
Absolutely, and we saw the Edward Blasters coming up against the Melius. Is it challengers in the final of that competition after a long day of activity? Tell us how that went.
Oh, the final was really a good end to a wonderful day. I think the Melius team won by a close margin, but it was really exciting. Both teams looked like anyone could have won. It was just a very good climax to a very, very good day.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the competition this year. The duration of the competition, is it a 50 over, 40 over? Tell us a little bit more about the rules and regulations that actually govern that Grizzly League.
Yes, Kenton, this year we're going again, we're taking it the hard way. I know the easiest way is to have a T20 and finish quickly. But we want to put in the hard work and have a 50 over. And our aim is to develop batting and encouraging batsmanship. So during the week, we have, in fact, we start on Wednesday and Thursday for our first game between Melius Challengers and Goodman Warriors. That'll be a very, very good game. And one team would bat on the first evening. We start at 5 to 8:30. That's 3.5 hours, during which time we will have enough time to bowl 50 overs. And then the second team bats the following evening.
All right, so tell us why that format, why that gravitation towards 50 over cricket as opposed to the 2020, as you said?
Yeah, well, as I said before, it's our aim to really raise the level of cricket. The T20, I think, virtually following our youngsters, and we really want to develop batsmanship, as I said. We want to develop batsmanship. We want to guys to develop the love for batting. Our aim is to go further and have longer vision, even like 2-day tournaments for our local. But for now, we believe the 50 over would be a good start when you compare that to the T20.
All right. This weekend, of course, you guys having another set of activities this weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, yes. On Sunday, we have, we'll start off the day with a match between our development team. And then in the evening from 5, we have a match between the celebrities and the veterans team. I think that game will be very, very exciting. We have invited, I saw your name somewhere on that list, Kenton.
I saw my name somewhere.
So you better get yourself ready because we, the veterans, I think the veterans called me in to play for them. And they have attracted quite a few young, strong veterans like myself. So expect a very, very good game. I think Darren Sammy was supposed to be first. I'm not sure if he'll be on island. But they expect to have a very, very good game on Sunday evening.
But as far as I know, Darren Sam will be played with my team. You mentioned him as if he will play the veterans. So I mean, with that one name, I don't understand how you'll expect to stand a chance.
I didn't get that part, Kenton.
I was telling you, you mentioned Darren Sammy's name as part of the celebrity setup in terms of the composition of the teams. But he's going to be played on our team. You will be representing the veterans. So I don't understand how you think you'll actually stand a chance.
No, come on, Kenton, come on. I mean, Sammy is one person. Don't forget the veterans. We have all the mental side going for us. And I think we'll have a quite easy game.
Let me ask you, so for that game, it's going to be 20 overs, right? I mean, I don't think any of us are going to stand for longer than 20 overs, right?
But what's saying your team may not be able to stand for more than 20. So we'll put you all and play 20.
Okay, yes, so definitely. And what time are we starting? 1 o'clock on Sunday?
No, that match will be at 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go from 5 till about 8 in the evening.
All right, that's good. At least the sun is down. You don't have to worry about, being dehydrated and that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm concerned about you guys. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about you guys and making sure that, you don't get any heart palpitations or that sort of thing. We will be ensuring that Red Cross is widely available for you guys because I know I will be steaming in and it will be switching music to all of you guys. I hope you guys will have it already.
I'll just remind you, okay? At some point, I'll remind you.
All All right, Mr. Crafton. All right, so in terms of after that, the tournament gets into full swing. Tell us what we can expect from this year's tournament.
Well, for sure, this year we expect to have a high-level tournament. We have some youngsters who are developing and becoming very mature now. Quite a few of them represented the national team this year at the senior level. So this year we expect good things, and every day we get in calls some people who want to join the tournament. But we can only do with what we have at this time. But clearly, this year we expect good things, both from our batsmen and our exciting bowlers.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Crafton, we're very well done. And, of course, looking forward to enjoying some of the activities this weekend. Of course, a very good team. I see a very competent team coming together to actually execute this activity. The likes of Joe Hall, a former national fast bowler. Of course, Lucy Goodman. The Goodmans doing their thing. And the rest of the team. Congratulations on the work so far. And I certainly hope that you guys have a very good tournament.
Yeah, Kenton, let me mention the rest of the team because you mentioned two names.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mr. Ogie, sorry. Yeah, and we also have Mr. Glenn Goodman.
The Goodman, yeah. All right, Mr. Crafton. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thanks, Kenton.
All right, cool. All right, that was Mr. Alton Crafton, of course, part of the Groseley Cricket League. I just want to apologize on some of the audio issues that we had tonight. We're certainly going to try to see if we can address that as soon as possible. But there you have it, guys, the information from the Groseley Cricket League. Of course, the Cricketorama started the league last weekend, and this weekend some even more activities on the Groseley playing field. Of course, the celebrity match between the celebrities and the veterans, likes of Alton Crafton forming part of the veterans team, and of course Darren Sammy, Johnson Charles, I understand, is also going to be part of the setup this weekend. So that should be very, very interesting. All right, okay. We also saw on the weekend some matches in the St. Lucia National Cricket Association Inter-District 50-over competition. And some of the reports we have in terms of the results. Larissos playing field, South Castries, they defeated Mabia Valley by 59 runs. But for South Castries, they made 206 in 29.5 overs. Dwight Thomas, he made 66. Wendell Inglis 32, Kester Shalmine 25, and Chauvin Leo 21. Bowling for the Mabia Valley, Bagawan Shulut, he bagged 4 for 36 with 2 wickets each to Christian Ange, Shem Chevrin, and Chad Polius. So Mabia Valley at the turn at the crease, they managed 147 in 27.4 overs. Rick Smith made 32, Zachary Edmond 23, and Wade Hippolyte 19. Main wicket takers for South Castries, Xavier Gabriel, of course, former fast bowler, Windward Island fast bowler, 3 for 43. Colin Calendar 3 for 39. Kester Shalmine 2 for 22. Alright, Groseley sadly suffered their second consecutive defeat in the competition. They lost to Central Castries by 16 runs. Batted first in the game that was reduced to 35 overs. Central batted first, made 209 for 9. Dylan John top scored at 39. And Keegan Arnold 28. The Gaspar Prosper, former wicketkeeper batsman, national wicketkeeper batsman, scored 26. And the 16th, Alan Prosper and Ryan Joseph. Bowling for Groseley, Udell Preville, the youngster, he bagged 4 for 88. Kimani Sexius 2 for 16. Tara Chico 2 for 31. In reply, Groseley fell short. They only scored 193 for 9 in their 35 overs. Kimani Melius top scored with 56. 6 fours and 1 6. Tyreek Gabriel scored 22. All right, for Central Castries, Dylan John took 4 for 41. Sanjay Hale 2 for 36. All right, so that is some of the results from the inter-district 50-over aside competition. And we were watching some footage there from the game between Babono and the South Castries. Of course, South Castries came out on top, and from all indications in the first innings, the ball was moving all around. I came there, asked the Babono team, you all play pretty much the most cricket, all along with places like Choiseul, so much cricket, and then South Castries could skittle it all out for 148. I expressed my little disappointment in that for them. But South Castries, of course, one of the teams to look out for in this year's competition. We know Monipo and Central Castries, other teams doing very well in the competition. Okay, so that is I was also disappointed with the 45 overs, the game reduced to 45 overs. We know this was originally a 2-day competition. Now it's 50 overs aside, and then we still have to hear that games are reduced to 45 overs aside. I think that is disappointing. We need to play more cricket. We need more of the longer version of the game for sure. All right, also on the weekend, Julian Alfred, St. Lucia's very own Julian Alfred, of course, continuing to do very, very well for us overseas. And she broke the national 200-meter record once again. Of course, representing the Texas Longhorns. Of course, she has a Longhorn sign up in that picture. Doing very well, making us proud. She's now, as we described, a world-class athlete, ranked in the top 15 sprinters in the world. Just let me see, you know, from Cicero St. Lucia, up there with the greats right now. Of course, the 200-meter record for St. Lucia, running 22.9 in that 200 meters, running 11.21 seconds in the 100 meters. When they did, so that will be adjusted. I think that was adjusted to 11.6, I think. But very, very well done, Julian Alfred, continuing to make Twatini. And the guy is proud. Of course, I get all my information via phone by Cuthbert Twatini Modest. And of course, we certainly wish her all the best in her endeavors. Doing very, very well over in the Big 12 conference. Of course, competitive conference. The Longhorns seem to own that conference in terms of the track and field. So very well done, Julian Alfred. All right, also on the weekend, well, not the weekend, West Indies. Today, they played Bangladesh, and of course, but we would expect that West Indies, coming off that tour of England, would have fared a little bit better than Bangladesh than they are right now, but Bangladesh seem to have their number, and of course, West Indies again being unable to come out on top. She Hope batting very, very well at the beginning. Junior, we can move on to cricket now. West Indies, pretty much West Indies doing very, very well in the first hour of that game, but after a very difficult time for our boys out in the middle against Bangladesh. So I don't know what else to say, but the team, the composition of the team, we expect so much from them, and we'll continue to expect a lot from the West Indies team. But it is what it is, and so we certainly hope that the team selection is, well, on the day when the actual Cricket World Cup begins, that it is better than what we've seen, and we get our best players on the final 11. Darren Bravo seems to be having a very, very difficult time. He seems out of touch. Poor Nick, not doing very well at all, and we'll see what happens. Of course, we know that he's a talented player. Before that debacle with Dave Cameron, many individuals touted Bravo as an individual to look out for, shaping up like the great Brian Lara, but he really, really have not lived up to that sort of billing or expectation. So we'll see what happens in the not-too-distant future. They will still be featured against Bangladesh again in the final of that Tri-Nation series. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. Ireland would have not stood toe-to-toe with any of those teams in terms of the competition, except for every now and then, anomalies. But so West Indies, we can look out for them in the final of that Tri-Series again. All right, the UEFA Champions League will be on Saturday, June 1st. We'll be seeing the final of the UEFA Champions League, and Dada Jagozile, he will be having his thing right at the corner of Marie Therese and Dauphin Street. It will be a big watch party on that afternoon, Saturday, June 1st. Liverpool, they are scheduled to take on Tottenham, and of course in Grosley opposite Red Dot Supermarket. Food and drinks will be on sale there. Of course, that is where I will be, and DBS Sports will be there taking in that sort of festivity. The crowd is expected to be massive there, expecting all individuals in close proximity, Castries, Grosley, Babonneau, to really descend upon Grosley for the viewing party, a huge viewing party, good food expected there at the corner of Marie Therese, in fact Notre Dame and Dauphin Street, right opposite Red Dot Supermarket. So that is where we'll be taking in the 2019 UEFA Champions League final. Okay, so see you guys there. That should be very, very, very exciting. All right, so we'll take our first break. Of course, Bank of St. Lucia, one of our main sponsors, obviously giving us some tips on financial tips on pretty much the best way to save, the best way to move forward financially and economically in our lives. So we're taking that, and when we come back, Marigo, Western Zone, football, a lot to get into. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 758 Sports Talk. 4880929 is the number to send your WhatsApp messages, 4880929, on all matters concerning sport, locally, regionally, and internationally. Of course, you can see I have on set Baden in the building, the Jack Bell side, T-Valley. Champions Western Zone of football. Of course, they defeated 1987 All-Stars 2-1 on a Sunday in front of a bumper crowd at the Marigo playing field. And of course, I have to my immediate right Mr. Marcus Harrow, who's the coach of T-Valley FC. Of course, they played Division 1 football this year. This year was the first time, right?
The first time,
Division 1 football, yes. And I have Simon Joseph, who plays right back defensive for the team as my guest tonight. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Harrow, tell us a little bit about T-Valley FC. Of course, you're the coach of the team. Tell us a little bit about that team.
Well, T-Valley is a team that I'm a founder of the club. And it have some years past that football had stopped in the Roseau Valley for quite a while, so that's why I ended my career very early. And all of a sudden they start to want to have competition again. I started with the guys, and when I realized that they're younger than me, I can run like them, so I decided, well, to just go into coaching and coach them instead of I playing. And that's the way it all started up. And the name T-Valley came about. Just we, the founders, sat down and tried and think of a name for T-Valley, for the club in fact. And then since we are top of the valley as the Roseau Valley, so we decided to say top of the valley, and we just shorten it by saying T instead of saying top of the valley.
T-Valley FC.
Yeah.
I like that. Simon, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved in football, and what's it like being from Baden Jackson?
Well, for me, right now on the show this evening, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm a great player. That's T-Valley players are great players. To be part of that club, you have to be a great player.
Yeah.
But also we have lesser talented players. But once you join that club, you will also be ranked as a top player.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, the likes of Donil, Milan, the stars we have on our team, they will help the other young players growing up. Marky, I knew Marky for a while. Growing up, I'm a little boy, always playing football. Marky decided that he wanted to build a team to represent the community, and we as players decided that we were going to assist him and help him and do the best for our community.
Definitely. So 2018, 2019, you guys pretty much start the process of getting to the first division. First of all, we mentioned that last week, registering the club, getting the club together in terms of delicensing. Tell us about that process you went through to ensure that this club made it all the way to Division 1 football.
Well, it was a hard task, but we started preparing from 2017. And when they start doing the registration, that our executive members try to push as much as possible to make it happen. And also that you find that in preparing that the players was very committed, and we say in 2018 that we want to be the top, and which that's what happened. And we became one of the top team in the valley, and then all of a sudden we get to ourselves in first division, which was our dream. Although we didn't stay there, we had good experiences. We could have made it better, but we're going to come back next year.
I mean, you guys in 2019 were amongst the top 10 clubs in St. Lucia from Baden Jackson.
Yeah.
You guys put yourself together and you were able to at least get to the top 10. I think some amount of work had to be put in place. Well, tell us about the support systems you'll have to actually get things going for you guys.
Well, to tell you the truth, that we have a few sponsors, or they're one-time sponsors, but mainly everything that happens within ourselves, and also with my support, you know, invested in the club. That's what have us going in terms of financially. So we're just hoping that probably after the show that maybe somebody will call us and tell us they're going to give us a full-time sponsor, you know, and adopt us as the as the club. But for now, it's only within our own reach, and that's basically what driving us. And with the effort of the players and a few supporters from the community, that make it happen.
All right. For those of you watching the television screen, of course, that is the third place playoff in terms of the Western Zone competition. We are seeing that game between City Foundation, City standing for, which stands for Coolitown Foundation, coming up against RV Juniors, Roseau Valley Juniors. Of course, a very, very one-sided affair we're looking at there. Of course, RV Juniors, one of the top teams in that region. They came out and they absolutely destroyed City Foundation. That game ended 7-0. As a matter of fact, there was a time I actually lost count in terms of what was going on. All right, so Simon, in terms of the actual training, I mean, Baden is pretty much as you guys described, on top of the hill. I know the Jackpel playing field is under renovation. How do you guys actually get to do any form of training to prepare for a competition like this?
Well, with the help of our coach, he took us to training at Marigo, and he would drop us home back safely. But I think we as a unit, we're working hard to improve on each other. We would actually call each other to check on each other, because we know that's a long distance, to ensure everybody's at training. Right now, the coach decided that we know guys working, and the only time we could get the chance to have a full squad in training, it would be at night times. And with the help of his coaching partner, they managed to get the lighting system from the Marigo school, so now we could use it at night to train.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are the ones running around while we see the lights on the court.
Yes.
You're running around in the field.
Yes.
You guys are making it happen. Alright. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the competition. I mean, last year you guys participated in the competition. Tell us what that experience was like for you. You played last year for Team Valley. Tell us about last year's competition.
Well, last year's competition and this year's competition, to us it's almost the same. We had the same motive from last year, to go out there and represent our community and make our people proud. And we stood by each other as the coaching team, the players, our executive. We stood by each other, and to mention our fans, our loving fans. They would support us at every point in time. Even when we win, they would put pressure on our back, saying that we should have done better, we could have scored more goals, we only scored one. But at the end of the day, we bring the victory home to you all, no matter how narrow it is. But the fans doesn't want to hear that, so we know we have to go out there to work harder to make the fans happy.
Right, and of course, Coach, preparing the team for this year's competition. The competition is perhaps one of the longest held competitions in St. Lucia. It stretches out. I think it was almost 3 months for that competition. How do you keep them together to get those sort of results?
Well, we, as Simon rightly said, that we realized that, you know, the time for players really to get to training that we find is difficult during around 5 o'clock and so forth. So we decided to put it at 7, and which the help of, you know, the lights that it make it happen for us. And with me being committed, and no matter if I get 1 or 2 players, I would still find something to do with them and that sort of thing. So that also encouraged them, because they saw that if I'm really dedicated like that, that they themselves have to make themselves available to make it happen. So the preparation was tough, but like we had to make it happen to get ourselves into the position that we are in now.
All right, so we're going to go into our montage in a little bit. Of course, a lot of individuals turned out to the Marigo playing field on the weekend, well, on Sunday, to take in the 3rd place and the final of that competition. So we'll get into the montage in just a couple of seconds. But I want to let you guys know that in terms of the under 13 and the under 14 football, I'm just going to read this release for you guys. Matches continue in the SLFA Western Zone under 13 football competition at Marigo. The first game played 1987 All-Stars. They defeated No Fear. So 1987 All-Stars from Ansari. No Fear is from Canaries. 2 clubs on that Western Zone. City Foundation defeated Bays 2-1. And of course, All Stars, they defeated No Fear 2-1. All right, so definitely congratulations to 1987 All Stars, the young team coming out on top in that Western Zone. So definitely good stuff. All day football at the Marigot playing field. Now let me tell you something, St. Lucia. You guys have heard me speak at length about the Mabia playing field, the Mabia Valley playing field. In fact, specifically Larissos playing field, having an absolute bumper crowd and pretty much being the benchmark for crowd support in St. Lucia. I stood there for a while and I was taking pictures, and when I started taking pictures at Mafili, I say, let me tell you something. I actually decided to really pan around and look at the surrounding areas, do a comparative analysis in my brain, just in my head, to see what is actually going on the day. And let me tell you, the Mabia Valley playing field, it is unique in the sense that once everything starts happening, it's pretty much enclosed. You know that Dennery people coming on that side, you know you have Smoky Hill on that side, you know you have people gathering. And so at the end of the day, it is more tight-knit. So the crowd is huge and it looks huge. But honestly, on the weekend there, Marigot tickets. Marigot, the last weekend there, in terms of what I saw, in terms of crowd support, the amount of people out there, Marigot took it. Let's take a look. Pictures, final Western Zone Competition 2019, sponsored by Total Construction. Fresh start. Very well done, guys. Let's take a look at the pictures.
Tactical Productions. Yo, yo. This one is for the road, you know. On the road, girls, on the road, girls, on the road. Girls are fetting with on the road. This one is for the road, on the road, girls. 2014 I joined in a band. I ain't that. Don't care if it's red, don't care if it's brown. But I ain't that. As long as there's plenty women around. I ain't that. And I have a cup of rum in me hand. I ain't that. I don't want no knife, I don't want no gun. I ain't not in that. All I want is woman and rum. I ain't that. Behind the big truck music coming down. I ain't that. Give me room, let me have some fun. I ain't that. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wine. I ain't that. And grind. I ain't that. If you whining good. I ain't that. If you grinding good. I ain't that. Tell me what's my road. I ain't that. If you whining good. And the waistline room good. If you whining good. I ain't that. Girls I fetting it. Girls. Girls. I see a shabby and she bumper fat. I ain't that. I say baby please can I whine on that. I ain't that. She tell me black boy can you handle that. I ain't that. You giving a attack I don't care with that. I ain't that. I so deep in that I cannot pull back. I ain't that. She turn she back and say you go stick in that. I ain't that. I say baby girl give me more of that. I ain't that. Give me more of that, let me quasi that. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And book one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And book one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wine. I ain't that. And grind. I ain't that. If you whining good. I ain't that. If you grinding good. I ain't that. And the waistline road. I ain't that. If you whining good. And the waistline road good. If you whining good. I ain't that. Yo Tani. Why your pattern? Girls alone. Why your pattern? I stop by the truck to full up my cup. I ain't that. Bouncy on the rocks, just give me a shot. I ain't that. A sexy girl pass look me in the eye. I ain't that. The shabin dance school so she cut in eye. But I ain't that. I tell her shabin don't be so red eye. I ain't that. Carnival is fun and we have to share. I ain't that. If I whine with you alone that's not fair. I ain't that. If you see me now whining everywhere. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wine. I ain't that. And grind. I ain't that. If you whining good. I ain't that. If you grinding good. I ain't that. Tell me what's my note. I ain't that. If you whining good. Mad. You whining. Mad. grinding, mad, you whining, mad, you grinding. Good man, no, mad again, mad again, mad again. I, mad, on the road again for carnival day. I, mad, I come out to party, come out to play. I, mad, I come out to make my contribution. Been waiting for carnival, taking too damn long. I tell you that burning me. If you know how long I waited for one, I tell you that burning me. On the road it doesn't have a nice night. I tell you that burning me. How I want to grind. Grind it, got it good, baby. Wine. I tell you why. Mad, on the road again. I, mad, 2015 I coming insane. I, mad, when the music hit me feel no pain. Ooh, ready for carnival, girl, make that bumper stay. I tell you that burning me. If you know how long I waited to wine, I tell you that burning me. On the road it doesn't have a nice time. I tell you that burning me. How I want to grind. Grind it, got it good, baby. Wine. Carnival again, how long we been waiting, we cannot wait again. I feel it in the brain, going insane. I come in again. I tell you I mad, with the sexy girl them on the road. I mad, who ready to get out of control. I mad, girl you looking good in a police coat. Bend down touch the road, baby, I will make it so. I tell you that burning me, if you know how long I waiting to wine. I tell you that burning me, on the road it doesn't have a nice time. I tell you that burning me. How I want to grind. Grind it, got it good, baby. Wine. I tell you I mad. Go back and I told just give me room. I mad. For the girl I'm ready to get loose. I mad. I don't have no time to pick and choose. Just push it back on me, baby. They don't want your shoes. I tell you that burning me. If you know how long I went into wine, I tell you that burning me. On the road it doesn't have a nice time. I tell you that burning me. How I want to grind. Grind it, got it good, baby. Wine. Fantasy, hey, Keisha. Pablo there, too. Boom. Keisha from Babono. Keisha don't like Roro, but every day you hear him. Keisha them on radio. They say Keisha too meg. Keisha have man on peg. They say Keisha ugly. On her hair it full with gel, but Keisha have policeman. Keisha have fireman. Keisha have movator, so Keisha know to take them man. And Keisha can roll it slow. Keisha can touch her toe. Keisha can send it up and slam it like a domino. So Keisha come to Denry, link up with Choke Crew. Next thing the people say is Keisha with Malfet and shoes. So Keisha just get upset, stop talking to her ex. Now she with Ricky T. Look I hastily get vexed. But Keisha have policeman. Keisha have fireman. Keisha have movator, so Keisha know to take them man. And Keisha can roll it slow. Keisha can touch her toe. Keisha can send it up and slam it like a domino. Keisha from Babono. Keisha don't like Roro, but every day you hear him. Keisha them on radio. They say Keisha too meg. Keisha have man on peg. They say Keisha ugly. On her hair it full with gel, but Keisha have policeman. Keisha have fireman. Keisha have movator, so Keisha know to take them man. And Keisha can roll it slow. Keisha can touch her toe. Keisha can send it up and slam it like a domino. Keisha have policeman. Keisha have fireman. Keisha have movator, so Keisha know to take them man. And Keisha can roll it slow. Keisha can touch her toe. Keisha can send it up and slam it like a domino. Tactical Productions. Yo. This one is for the road, you know. On the road, girls, on the road, girls, on the road. Girls are taking me on the road. This one is for the road. On the road, girls. 2014 I joined in a band. I ain't that. Don't care if it's red, don't care if it's brown. But I ain't that. As long as there's plenty woman around. I ain't that. And I have a cup of rum in me hand. I ain't that. I don't want no knife, I don't want no gun. I ain't not in that. All I want is woman and rum. I ain't that. Behind the big truck music coming down. I ain't that. Give me room, let me have some fun. I ain't that. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind. So wine. I ain't that. And grind. I ain't that. If you whining good. I ain't that. If you grinding good. I ain't that. And the waistline road. I ain't that. If you whining good. And the waistline road good. If you whining good. I ain't that. I fetting it. Girls, there, girls. I see her shabbing and she bumper fat. I ain't that. I say, baby, please can I whine on that? I ain't that. She tell me, black boy, can you handle that? I ain't that. You giving a attack, I don't care with that. I ain't that. I so deep in that I cannot pull back. I ain't that. She turn she back and say you go stick in that. I ain't that. I say baby girl give me more of that. I ain't that. Give me more of that, let me quasi that. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind, mad grind, mad grind. So wind down low. I ain't that. Come up slow. I ain't that. And juke one time. I ain't that. Mad grind, mad grind, mad grind. So wine, 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 wine. I ain't that. And grind, 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 grind. I ain't that. If you whining good, I ain't that. If you grinding good, I ain't that. And the waistline road, I ain't that. I ain't that. I ain't that. If you whining good, and the waistline road good. If you whining good, I ain't that. I ain't that. I ain't that.
FC, champions of Western Zone, a Western Zone of football competition. Of course, the Western Zone individuals are already asking about the Soufrière. Soufrière did not feature any teams in that competition, but we can safely say from Canaries all the way to Marigot, #1 club on the Western Zone in that area, right here tonight, T-Valley FC. How does that make you all feel, man?
Great.
Great.
There's no better feeling than that. Especially with the funds we have. And I have to mention one of my players. I love all the players, but you see that number 10, that talisman, he have faith in himself. The day before, the week before, in fact, the semi-finals, he got injured. And he was telling me, Simon, I don't think I'll be able to make it. And I'm telling him, boy, I have faith in you. You will come there, you'll give me at least 45 minutes and you'll give me a goal. And after the game, all what he could have told me, Simon, we did it. We did it. And he played through the pain. He came out at halftime. He had the physio treating him, and he was going back. He was willing to go back. He didn't want to come out. He didn't want to substitute. He wanted to do it for his community. And I just want to continue encouraging him to continue to go out there and work hard, and he will reap his rewards.
What's it like being in front of that massive crowd for you? And you spoke about your supporters and that sort of thing. What's that like?
Well, when you step on the field, first thing you have to keep in mind, these people actually taking day off. These people doing all this stuff for them to be there to support you. So you know you don't want to disappoint your fans. So you just have to go out there, try your best. You will be nervous, knowing that if you disappoint these people, everybody will get at you. So you just have to go and give it your all, and you know you have to keep your fans happy.
Coach, I've stood around when coaches taking their flack and that sort of thing, and everybody have the opinion of what should be done and that sort of thing. What's it like for you ensuring that you marshal the troops to get that sort of victory?
Well, I value all my players, and I always tell them I'll make certain decisions that they might not like, but I do it in the interest of all of us. And sometimes afterwards they will just say, yeah, coach, and even at that game I told them, when I made my only one change, I told them, guys, we want to win the game, and they tell me, coach, don't worry about us, you know, we okay, so long we winning, you know, we okay. So it's just a matter of they listening to me. I can tell you that they have great respect for me, although we just have our little turmoil and so forth, but they really, I look at them as my children. Okay. You know, I treat them as my children. Some of them call me daddy even sometimes, you know, and to say I have big children like that. Also, just to a little shout out, I want to shout out to my wife, because she supports me.
Well, she was featured in many of the pictures there.
Even you know, in washing the uniforms and all that kind of thing, she would be the one taking the task, and she would not be too tired and so forth. Even the players really do appreciate it. And I'm gonna, as it was on Mother's Day, some of the players tell me, coach, we're bringing that up for, they call her Dede, we bring that for Dede or Auntie, you know, because she have done a lot, so therefore we have to bring her that gift for Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
So they do happen.
You guys did very well. All right, I have one more individual in studio, so we'll take a break and we'll bring him on briefly. He seems a little shy, but he's in the building, so we'll have Simon exchange with him. I'll keep the coach on, and of course we will be taking in your messages at 488-0929. You guys could send in your messages right now. You guys in that area, of course, any questions and queries you guys may have as well. We'll be taking a look at that, and we'll open the lines a little bit later on after we have this gentleman join us on set. All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and of course you could see another individual from that team, Donil Nanel, joining us tonight. How are you doing, sir? He was a little bit shy, but he's here now and he's smiling, so that's good. Tell us a little bit about you and your relationship with the coach and of course the team.
Alright, well, since well young, I really love football, so it's like a real passion for me. I love the sport. Coach Marky is like a father to me. You know, I call him daddy. I call his wife auntie. I go everywhere with them, you know, like one family. That's why our relationship is so good. With the teammates now, like we always close. Like I go to their homes, we play game. Like we always amongst each other and go training together. Imagine sometimes we would go running on a morning. I'll go with my cousins, go on the field and train 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, like to keep the chemistry between us strong. That's why we're so strong in our games, you know. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this year's competition for you, of course, going through the preliminary rounds and the obvious quarterfinals, semifinals and finals.
Right. What stuff? You know, most of the times I had to come from work and just jump on the field to play, but like I told you, I really love the sport, so I don't see coming from work and going to the game, like seeing myself like tired and like I cannot do it, that's too much. It's nothing to me, but I really enjoy those competitions, you know. The semi-finals with Roseau, that was like a really tough game. We actually thought we would have lost that game, but our team were full of guts. We have a lot of guts, you know. We're not that fit, they're fit. We're not so fit, but we have a lot of guts. We kept on playing. We won the game 1-0. But the finals itself, like Simon was saying earlier, we had a lot of fans supporting us, and you know, playing at home is always like the best thing for us. Like in the first division, we were kind of like down for. We were not really, you know, playing the best to our ability. But I believe in the competition near home, we play the way we should be playing. Yeah.
Coach, how important is this player to your team, and what type of individual is he? He seemed to be very, very charismatic. I saw him here and he seemed to be very, very well put together.
Yeah.
These guys.
Yeah, he's one of our main player. He play centre back. And he played along with Milan Jules, and I played along with Josh Harrow also. But the two of them are very connected at the back, and I would say they was not defenders, but I made them defenders. Because at the time when we started, the defenders that we had, you know, they're older and they left, you know, doing work, to work and so forth. So I decided, well, since they was playing midfield, I decided, okay, guys, we have to sacrifice you all and just, you know, get you all into the groove, and they listen to me, and then right now that's where they played, and they play very well at the back, and they are very important to the team.
Definitely. All right, we have a couple of messages in. Somebody says, hey brother Marky and Simon, big up T Valley. I have no idea who that is. This is where you get a picture. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. A shout out to you guys. Somebody says, good night Kenson and Coach Marcus. I want to congratulate T Valley FC championship, a well deserved, hard working coach. Continue to work, many more rewards to come. That was Bobby. I don't know if you want me to expose him, but
Yeah.
of course, Bobby, part and parcel of the organization,
Yeah.
organizing that competition. Very, very well done. All right. So, very, very good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Yes, yes, yes. All right, the 4880929 is the number to send your WhatsApp messages. We'll be opening the phone lines a little bit. We'll take a break in a little bit, and we'll open the phone line. You guys had an opponent in that final, a very, very, very good opponent in that competition. Of course, coming from Ancillary, 1987 All-Stars. They played first division football in times past. What was it like getting prepared for them in that final?
Well, our preparation, as I always say, preparation don't start just when you get into the final. It starts from the beginning of the tournament.
Yeah.
We have always prepare ourselves for any team that we meet at the final. We predict ourselves reaching to the finals because of our hard work. And then we did that, and while we arrived there, we didn't underestimate them because we knew that they play very good football. If you realize when they played against us, that they attack us very fiercely, and it was. But we just try to contain ourselves and play our calm football and try and see how much that we can manage, the attacking force that they had. But we don't underestimate them. They play very good football.
As a coach, how much do you take stock of what the other coaches doing? Thomas Augustine, of course, a former national player. I mean, rallying this trip against you. How much consideration do you take into what you know is capable of in terms of how they played the competition, how they played? Did you see some of the games, and how did you prepare for that?
Well, in truth, I never see the games because since we got involved in the first division, so it was playing the same weekend, so therefore we could not have seen any of the games. So we just come there, just not knowing what tactics or what they use and so forth. I just try to play my team the way I normally play them and just tell them, guys, let's just do what we love best, to win and to play together and so forth. So it was not a thing that I have seen them play, but I just come and do my thing. As usual.
Before I take a break, Doniel, of course, a young individual from that community, how much of football do you play right now? How much do you want to play, and where do you see yourself in terms of the grand scheme of where football can take you as a young individual?
Well, right now I am not even halfway where I want to reach it, but I'll reach there someday. But I see myself playing in Europe, the Barclays Premier League. I know it's a really tough league, but so I'm building up myself from now.
You know I must ask you what team you're back in.
Manchester United.
Sad. I don't believe you wouldn't say. So sad. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want to be in the future, like playing Barclays Premier League football. Tough training, more technical training. I believe I could be one of the best players in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I certainly want to be able to say one day that I interviewed this guy. Hopefully you'll be playing in a Ghana's uniform. And
just shy for the first interview.
Yeah, you did very well. All right, so Lucia, we'll take our final break. And of course, when we come back, we'll take in your calls and we'll read some of your messages. And of course, we're here with the champions, Western Zone of Football, T-Valley FC. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and we are going to open the phone lines right now for anybody who wants to call and congratulate this team and ask any questions. Of course, you can ask questions pertaining to all things sports, NBA, SPL, CPL, cricket, everything. All right, you can also send your messages to 4880929, that's 4880929, and you could call us at 451-9788. Speaking of SPL, I have a couple of tickets for SPL 2019. Get into that next week. I'll definitely give away some tickets. We have our very first caller in. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Yes, good night.
Can you turn on the volume of the television?
I'm away from it. You hear me now?
I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay. Good night, Kenson, and good night to my
Hold on one second, eh? Hold on 1 second. Junior.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, and good night to my coach right there, and Doniel. Oh, Kenton.
Yes, sir.
If I have to tell you the man sitting next to you there, like I tell you, he is the father of those players, I could tell you. It's not a win for Tivali, I could tell you that. That's a win for that man in front of you.
Wow.
Next year. That coach, when I tell you, he's training and for somebody to invest his own money in a club like that, I could tell you that. And he's supposed to know who's speaking right now.
Yeah. I mean, anything,
I will do anything to assist this man you see in front of you tonight. And I could tell you that. I will work my best out just to assist him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a win for him, not a win for just Tivali. That's a win for that coach you see there. And I will help him. I will do anything for him. And he's supposed to know who's speaking. Supposed to.
Absolutely. I mean, I was on the field and I saw so many people. Let me tell you, you saw President Obama, touch that resolution. So many people just gravitated towards him. So obviously, that's a sign of persons appreciating his efforts.
Yes, appreciate. You have to, because they know what he's going through already, what he's still going through. And I dare with him. I dare with him, assisting him in any way that I can. So that's a win for him. Not really just Tivali, but that's a win for him. Right?
Absolutely.
And I dare with you, my brother.
Yeah.
I will never give up. I dare with you. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Of course, a lot of persons, I remember being on the field and seeing so many people coming towards this gentleman to congratulate him, and of course his wife was right there in the jump up. Let me tell you, that Millie, that was fun to watch. These people really enjoyed themselves. You know what, I'm going to actually ask Simon to bring that trophy for me right here so that I can actually put it on set. We're supposed to have it on set ever since. You can take it, just bring it for me, for all of St. Lucia to see. The champions, the Total Construction football champions of 2019. We were supposed to have that on set, and so I didn't want to cover his face in any way, so we're just gonna put it right there. I can expose it. We'll see a nice trophy there. All right. Do we have a call? No. Okay. All right. We have a couple of messages. Somebody says, "Good night, Kenson. As usual, you are having a great show. I would like to congratulate Tivali on a victory. I'm picking up two things. The players take their training seriously and they respect their coach. The ingredients for a good team." Very well said. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. The 75 Sports will go in for contribution.
Speaking like your friend from Ansari.
Hello? Go ahead.
But I'm satisfied with my boys from Ansari.
Okay.
Well. And then we had more ball played than you all, which that's why I'm satisfied. But then, congratulations once again. Bye, Marcus.
Yeah, we have a little difficulty hearing everything loud and clear, so if you're not going to say anything, alright, that person was from Ansari, having some difficulty actually hearing clearly who the individual is. Guys, sometimes we know who you all are if we speak it in person, but on the phone it's a little different, especially if we're going to hear it through speakers and that sort of thing. So bear with us a little bit and tell us who you are if you so desire. Alright, I'm going to read this message again before we get to our next caller, because I think this is very important. I'm picking up two things, and I picked up that as well. The players take their training seriously and they respect their coach, and these are ingredients of a good team. Of course, they are champions right now. All right, another message. Somebody says, "Kenson, Liverpool stunned the whole world. What a comeback. How many teams Okay, they have some footsteps in it. What a comeback. How many teams have come back from a 3-0 loss?" Of course, very good observation there. Liverpool never walking alone, as they say, into the finals of the UEFA Champions League. That should be very interesting. And of course, I will be taking that in on the 1st of June in Grosselet, corner of Notre Dame and Dorset Street. That should be really nice. Liverpool, can they defeat Tottenham? We will see what happens in that grand final. All right. Somebody says, coming from the captain of Tivali, "Congrats to my coach and players. Like I told them, we have been in one final and lost, but this one coming home, and we did bring it home." Yep. Okay, so that's your captain. Tell us a little bit about your captain.
Well, he's a very calm guy, and he's very determined. Even last year when we started training, very, works hard. He used to want to push and tell the guys, when he say let's go on. Some fellas get motivated by him, and also that in playing on the field, like he always up to the front and he would hustle like. So last year somebody said that man is not human, he's an animal. You know, the way that he played, and he's very also that anytime that we win, he always you see a different side of him, that he would express himself, start dancing and making.
That's good. That's good. One second, we have another caller. Good evening, your line. Go ahead for contribution.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like to say congratulations to the 87 All-Stars under 14 for winning the under 14 division against Nofia 2-1.
Yeah.
Imagine I spent the whole day preparing on my Mother's Day and not able to go to church, preparing snacks and stuff for the boys and food, lunch for the senior team. All in all, I can say we had a good tournament. The finals, we lost. It would have been a good Mother's Day present to me, all the hard work we have done.
Yeah.
But it was not to be. But I know that the guys, they did well, they put their all into the game. It was just unlucky because the second goal that was scored was an own goal by one of our players. We had good chances. One of the balls knocked the pole. I saw another one which I that went in, but it was disallowed for, I think, some foul that happened. But it was very, very a good tournament in the end.
Absolutely.
I'm satisfied with the boys, and we hope to keep them together for the future because it's a young team. The youngest player is like about 14, and most of the guys are about 24. So we have a lot to be thankful for going forward. So
absolutely.
Anyway, congratulations to Tivali. We'll be coming back for them.
I'm pretty sure you guys will. You guys have a good team. Of course, a team that I like. Generally, sometimes there's just piss me off with some of the things that I see on. I always tell you that anyway. But I certainly hope with the under 13 team getting that victory on the day, and of course their senior team are doing it very well. I certainly hope you can stick together and work towards not just you all as a senior team, but really bringing Ancillary as a football team, 2011 Black Hat champs, back to where you guys can be. I mean, Black Hat, every football competition is even more interesting when Ancillary is there and performing very well. So I hope you guys can get that stuff together.
Yes, that's always the aim. As soon as we can get some time, we can, because we really need to put our league in order.
Yeah.
Right now, it's not in order. From what I'm seeing, only 2 members on the league still present. All the rest of the members have resigned from their post. So we need to organize that, put that back in order so we can start really doing some groundwork and getting ready for Black Hat because it's not too far down the road.
Yeah, you'll have to get ready early. But
hopefully everything will be done in time.
But yeah, Grosvenor will still give a shot anyway. But yeah, all the best to you guys. Keep doing your thing in Ancillary, and I think normally there's a Dominic Fede Cup later on in the year, so more than likely you will get your chance at revenge, but it's their night and their weekend. Alright, so all the best to you guys.
No problem, thank you.
Alright, definitely. 1987 All-Stars, of course, doing their thing over there in Ancillary, one of the only registered clubs, as she was pointing out, in the Ancillary community. Certainly hope they can continue to keep their head up. We have another caller. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I would just like to add my voice in congratulating the team from Boaden. To congratulations, guys, on your victory. In fact, to understand the magnitude of this victory, the Western Zone Football Tournament had 16 teams playing, and they ranged from all the way in Bexar, Cicero, Millet, going all the way down to Canary. 16 teams over a period of about 3.5 months. And it spells out for the dedication of the team from up in Boaden. The challenges that they have without a proper playing field, and really and truly having to come all the way down to Marigo in the evening and to play under some makeshift lights. And I do hope that the authorities could look into the possibility of putting right on the Marigo playing field as soon as possible. This is the sponsor, Total Construction, Timothy Manga speaking.
Okay.
And again, guys, I would like to congratulate you. Keep on the good work. And of course, as you move forward, I'm sure that there's going to be great things coming from you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your contribution. Mr. Mangal, of course, the competition ended on Sunday. Just give us a brief, sort of your thoughts on the 2019 version of the tournament.
Well, very, very good indeed. The tournament really and truly is set up as a long version of the game to develop football within the Western Zone. As sponsors, we really did not want to go the route of just having a knockout tournament where guys, the various teams do not get the chance to play against each other. But we deliberately have a long tournament where it is a round-robin tournament played with 90-minute games where all of the guys can actually develop the sport, develop the football. It is all about development football, and we recognize that the Western area needs that kind of support. It has had its challenges. The results in the national competition could show it. And certainly we're coming in to assist and to support the guys in this regard.
Absolutely. And of course, one of the, like I said, one of the biggest competitions in terms of duration, and a lot of resources have been pumped into that. Tell me, in terms of your level of satisfaction with what you're getting in terms of as a sponsor, because we know sponsorship is very, very difficult to come by, and you've been doing this the year before. There was no competition last year, but tell us a little bit about your contribution and going forward.
Well, yes, Kelson, certainly there are a lot of competing areas for very meager resources, and you would understand that operating within the Western District itself, we do get a lot of requests for contributions, be it sports, education, personal support for renovations of homes, etc. But we believe that, of course, sports should be first and foremost. It helps to mold a young individual as to what they finally become in society and their contribution. So this is why, as a sponsor, we have deliberately took the policy to invest in the youth in this particular community. Certainly to ensure that they could proceed in being young and very enthusiastic gentlemen, and that they could do very well in the future. As to my expectations and what I believe about the game, I think it was a very good competition. This is the second time we have done it. Certainly, as sponsors, we do not really get involved into the organization of it or the way, the structure, or the whole method in which the games are played and so on. We simply offer advice and generally have our own policy on the game itself. But I can tell you that it was a well-run competition. There has been a few areas which, of course, I would like to see some improvements on.
Absolutely.
I particularly highlighted in my final speech that I believe too many matches went without being played. I think there was a total of about 7 games that were not played. The fans, they are always there to support, and on those days, especially on a Sunday when those matches were not played, they were actually disappointed. As sponsor, I was actually disappointed myself. Once the 4 quarterfinals places had been settled, I think we had about 3 more games to be played, and none of those games were played because those teams may have said, well, we have no stake in this anymore, so let's not play. But I believe they lost a golden opportunity because at that stage there would be no pressure on them, and the whole purpose, the objective of the tournament is for them to develop their skills, and that would have given them the ideal opportunity for them to have a few more practice matches and see what they have done wrong, and to be able to correct those skills and look forward for the next game or the next tournament.
Absolutely, I totally agree. But looking forward, can we see the same level of sponsorship for the 2020 season? Of course, we saw absolutely great scenes yesterday. I mean, absolutely really wonderful scenes. A lot of persons came out in support of the tournament.
Yes, certainly, and in fact, I'm quite elated as to the number of supporters that I've seen in the area. I must say a heartfelt thank you to the police, for doing a very good job. The crowd was well behaved. They really came out and supported their teams. Those who supported T-Valley, and I must say a very good match was played by the ancillary team. Both sides had all their supporters, and they had a whole deal of camaraderie and friendship. There was no kind of animosity between any team. It was a game that was played, in real friendship, and that kind of spirit
epitomizes who the people of the area really are. And that is what really encourages people like myself to proceed in sponsoring. I know it is just the end of the tournament. There will be, of course, a post-mortem of the tournament itself by the organizers. Obviously, I should get the opportunity to speak to them and to indicate what I believe are the areas of certain shortcomings that need to be addressed. And in the whole quest, the whole idea is to see what we can do, and certainly to look forward towards moving ahead with the people in this community.
All right, well, sir, congratulations on another successful tournament, and hopefully after the post-mortem we'll have a conversation again and we can do this even better next year. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Kenton, and again, guys, congratulations. All
right, Mr. Mangal, Timothy Mangal, main sponsor of the competition. All right, we had individuals call in the 4880929 number. The number to call is 4519788. The WhatsApp number is 4880929. All right, somebody says good night to all. The games played tonight in Dennery. I apologize to Dennery people. I really wanted to come down there this weekend. It was just not possible at all. I definitely have to take in some of that football. On the Rock Strikers defeated White House 3-0 with Nikas Edwards scoring in the 49th and 53rd minute, Anderson James in the 87th minute. The competition continues tomorrow night with Hilltop Ballers taking on Peter Travel Youngsters. That should be nice at 6:30 p.m. All right. Somebody says, Kenton, I just want to know which districts from the South made it to the semi-finals of the primary schools girls tournament. Was there an outstanding player in this group? All right, I know District 8, they've been doing very well. They did very well in the competition. And I know District 8, they are supposed to take on District 1 in the semi-final, in one of the semi-finals. I do not have the other information for you right now, but I can tell you that District 8 stood out, and of course District 1 as well. All right. Somebody says congrats to T Valley. Big up coming from Denver. Great job indeed. Of course, Denver still have his pick of his mom. Oh, no, yeah. Big up Denver. Big up yourself as well. All right. So big up number 10, Brandon Modest. This one is coming from your Shinny Brothers, Grind and Shinny Brothers. I guess you guys. Grind and Shine, okay. So why do you put so many E's at the end? S-H-I-N-N-E-E-E. Alright, Grind and Shine Brothers. Alright, so I'll read it again. Big up at number 10, Brandon Modest. And this one is coming from your Grind and Shine Brothers. Alright, somebody says a good game. T Valley, great finish. Thanks for your time and consistency with our training. Marquis, big up Doniel. Are you saying it right? Yeah. Big up T Valley. Jean-Paul. Alright. Somebody says congratulations. Okay, to T Valley. Alright, I got that through. We still have time to get a couple more calls. Somebody was calling 4880929. That is the WhatsApp number. The number to call is 4519788. 4519788. Alright. Somebody says one thing we were not pleased about that tournament is that the selection of officials and officiating of the tournament left much to be desired, especially the finals, where the linesmen were too young and green, practically learning to officiate, and the referee on the day is not professional in carrying out his duties. That's one of the things I heard a couple of times pretty much post-match. So this individual is sharing their views on that. All right. Okay, missed calls here, missed calls there. 4519788 is the number to call. 4519788 is the number to call. All right, so somebody says pick up number 7. He played brilliant. I guess the number 7 was Josh Harrow. Your son? Yeah. Oh, okay. Shout out Josh. Yeah, the daddy making you proud there. Yeah, man. It's a very good young team, I must say. All right. Okay, so I guess that is not for TV. People send things only for TV now. Okay. All right. Yes, guys. Okay. Again, 4519788 is the number to call. Somebody is calling 4880929. We have this happen every week. All right. So, guys, let's speak with you for a little bit. This team, this win, what do you expect moving forward from now? What is next for you guys in terms of developing as a club?
Yeah, so right now our next step is for the Valley. So we're going to enter into Super League and then Blackheart. So we hoping
Super League, you said Super League.
Inter-Island.
The Island Cup.
The Island Cup.
Yeah.
The Island Cup.
Yeah, the Island Cup.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to be calling it a Super League. Super League but the Island Cup, yes. So we all will be representing Roseau Valley.
Yes,
okay.
Roseau Valley. So that's our next step. We're expecting to at least finish in the top third in these competitions, because you know we have lacked in most of the competitions. We're always going out very early. But I believe this year, in the club, the teams we have, the players, we developed a lot, and now Coach Mark is like the new coach for us, head coach.
Okay, so
actually.
you're coaching already?
Yes.
Okay.
We're hoping to have a change.
Looking forward to that new game?
Yeah, looking forward towards that achievement. As they are pledged to give me the support, so I believe that if we work together as a team, one unit, live as a family, I believe we can bring it home.
All right. Yeah. All right. So we've pretty much run out of time. Final words from you, sir?
Okay.
I'll end with you, because I know you have people you want to say. Yes, sir.
What's that?
Your final words, anything you wanted to say?
I just want to say congratulations to all the players for winning that cup. We really needed that cup. Like I always telling everyone, we really needed that cup, because the last finals, the Dominic Fede, we lost that. It was not a finals to lose, but we lost it. But this year, I'm really happy we won that one.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Final words from you, Mr. Harrow?
Yeah, I just want to big up all the players. It will not take me, I'll not be able to mention all names, but you all know yourself. It was a job well done. I could thank you all for your support and for your respect and so forth. I believe that we can do better, although we had our little turmoils, but we can do it better, and also that we're looking forward for the future to have a better tournament. Also, I want to shout out our one-time sponsors, Efficient Minibus Association, the B&B Silvers, also Kamaki Auto Parts and Courtesy Taxi for the support in terms of helping us with our uniforms and so forth. So we want to shout out them. Also, big up to my wife, Richie, and Speedos, Borrow, Terry Charles, you know.
Borrow?
Everybody know him as Borrow, so Lucius Charles, Lucius William.
Okay.
All right, so we just want to big up everybody, and also Coach Girard, who have supported us all the time. That's our great juniors coach. He has been with us, you know, supporting us. Even the only time that he don't support us is when we play against each other. Yeah. But he's the one that really, you know, support us, and we support each other and so forth. So I just want to shout out everyone, and also I want to thank God also for giving us the opportunity and make it happen for us, because we try to be a peripheral team. You know, that's try to make it happen. That we always make God our first priority, try to always involve him in training and also even before the matches and so forth. So I really want to thank even our supporters. I want to say shout out to you all also, that we know that we have made you all proud, and I believe that you all will continue supporting us, and we will continue making you all proud in the future.
Yeah. All right, well, congratulations again. Of course, I hope you'll continue to enjoy this, and drink some Borden tea before you'll do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations to you guys, of course. Very well done.
Yeah, thank you
to all the teams who participated in that competition. Of course, 1987 All-Stars finishing the second, RV Juniors definitely, and CT Foundation doing their thing in that competition. Congratulations to all the teams who participated. Congratulations to all the coaches, the supporters who came out, and of course the sponsors for ensuring that this event was held in the at the highest level that they could possibly execute it at. All right, so thank you so much. We have a couple of messages. I'm just going to go through them quickly. I think I still have 1 minute. Somebody says that is not related to that. All right, somebody says your limitation is only your imagination. Push yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. Sometimes later becomes never, so we just have to get it done. Great things never come from comfort zones. We dream it and make it happen. Success doesn't just find you. We bring success with hard work. The harder you work for something, the greater you feel when you achieve it. Dream big. That came from Eldwin. That is so deep. What the? was great. Somebody says, big up Milton, a great game, buddy. You're doing it, boy, to form. All right, from Tariq. Top form, I guess, from Tariq. All right. Somebody says, congratulations to all T Valley players. Good game, keep up the good work. Big thank you to Coach Maki. People don't use full stops again. Eh? Big thank you to Coach Maki for his hard work and determination. Top of the valley. T Valley. I like that. I like that. I like the explanation for what that name is, where it came from. All right. Somebody says, T Valley to the world. Much love to our coach. All for one, one for all. One family, coming from Milan Joseph. Very well said, Milan. All right, somebody says, big up T Valley from Zidane. Y'all have a Zinedine Zidane, Batman. All right, don't send any more messages, people. That is it. People still typing. All right, thank you so much for welcoming us into your homes tonight. Congratulations again to all who were involved in that competition. Shout out Leslie, man. Good job. Well done, guys. Well done. And hopefully we can see some more of that in the coming year. On behalf of our entire sports team, I'm Kenson Casmir. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night. Bye.